Oh, hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the Whitey White Guy Show. I'm Whitey. This is Joker.
Hi. Soy Joker.
So, me, Joker. Today we're going to review the 1996 classic Down Periscope starring
Kelsey Grammer. And Rob Schneider. And Harlan Williams.
Patton Oswalt, I think, had a cameo. I'm pretty sure that was fucking.
Yeah, that was him.
And there was a bunch of other people in this too, just little bitty roles.
90s people.
90s people, a lot
90s
of 90s.
people. No name blonde, hot actress.
Yes, Tits McGee.
Tits McGee.
Yes.
Tits McGee.
Any idea who directed this? Does it fucking matter?
Who directed Down Periscope?
Down Periscope. Down Periscope is a Navy propaganda comedy recruitment movie.
Right.
And basically, you have Kelsey Grammer, who he's a
very talented submarine tactician.
Yes.
Is inspiring to men in the way that your drunk sergeant would be, I suppose.
Yeah.
So a leader,
he's
sure,
not liked by the establishment.
not at all, because he has what tattooed on his what?
He has "Welcome Aboard" tattooed on his penis. Who's the guy who hates him? Is from the old westerns.
Oh my God! Okay, so it's Rip Taylor that's in this, but Torn, not Taylor,
There's two. Are they admirals?
Yeah, they're admirals.
They're two admirals. There's a meeting where they're like, "Who are we going to put in charge of the next sub?" Rip Torn is backing Kelsey Grammer. The other guy who's
backing himself
doesn't like Kelsey Grammer because of the PP tattoo, among things.
Right.
He's the villain. He's the heavy, really.
Yeah.
He's the heavy.
He's the heavy.
And he's got a grudge. So they come up with some scheme.
War game.
But it's a scheme to. I don't know if he's trying to get rid of Kelsey Grammer. So they come up with the war game.
They're setting
him up to fail.
Right.
They give him a crew of miscreants.
Of the worst.
And then they're going to put him on an old World War II era U-boat.
A diesel sub.
Sub.
Right.
Yes. And he has to take that manic to polish it up and then go with a dummy torpedo, hit a ship at harbor.
Right.
At this specific location.
In two different harbors. He hits the one. Yeah. That's one game.
And then
he manages to sneak past the net and get to the other one.
It's a whole, at that period of time, we were selling off all our old era stuff. And it's like, what if a bunch of a rogue troublemaker, whoever, with terrorists,
they said,
blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And could we stop him? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, well, we want to know for sure. And so it's a bullshit war game.
Right.
So he gets the old diesel sub, and then he meets the crew, which is full of a bunch of comedians from the 90s.
Right.
Some of them,
guys that were touring.
Harlan Williams
and like literally everybody in the background was a stand-up comic. There were no actors in this movie. It was all stand-up comics.
And then Rob Schneider plays this XO,
right?
Which is fitting as fuck.
Yeah,
he's the heavy. He's not a bad guy, but he's a
stickler for the rules.
Yes, he's a stickler for the rules. Where Kelsey Grammer's like.
Kind of laissez-faire.
Yeah.
Like, all right, things are moving.
He's more goofball, gives a fuck. He's got a weenie tattoo. And hilarity ensues. Light comedy ensues. So they go off, and then
certain scenes are pretty funny.
He gets a hot blonde, a big old titties.
Right.
And
mind you, women were not allowed to serve on submarines. And I don't think they are allowed now.
They aren't allowed to serve on submarines, and then this is the whole. It's yet another fuck you to Kelsey Grammer. We're gonna.
And
stick a hot woman in there with
fuck you to men, to a point.
I suppose so.
Because it's like, okay, why do we need women on submarines?
We don't. But for the film's sake,
no.
In the film's logic, there's a purpose to it. In reality, how do we get a hot blonde in this movie?
Yeah,
that's basically what.
How do we make those buttons progressively go lower?
So tell them about this scene.
Oh, so there's a wonderful scene in this flick where.
I want to look up who these people are. You keep talking.
Go right ahead. So there's a wonderful scene where obviously they've been in the submarine a day or two. The crew knows each other a little bit. They pull a hijink on their executive officer, Tits McGee. We cannot remember her name. He's going to look it up. And it's dead? Are you serious? You have the worst phone of all time.
I bought it from Mexicans.
Bought it from Mexican Chinese people?
No, literally the Mexican place in town.
The fuck. Anyways, all right, fine.
Metro PCS.
Get a real carrier, please. But anyways, so they steal all of her laundry and put it through the laundry, obviously at too hot. And there is a lineup scene the next day where Tits McGee is exposed.
She's popping out. And Kelsey Grammer's got that great line where he's like, Lieutenant Lake, you're almost out of uniform.
You're almost out. And she's like, yes, sir. But then you see her walk away and she's like, meh, meh, meh. You just see like bunk, bunk, bunk.
So
yeah, cute movie, I guess.
It's hard to be too upset with this film because it is what it says. Here's what we're going to be.
Right.
And then it was
a goofy 90s movie about the military, a la In the Army Now, McHale's Navy. We're forgetting a few things.
Better. What did you think? This would be better than McHale's Navy.
Yeah. As far as even production value, cast, talent. McHale's Navy was a TV show in the 70s.
But this is something where...
Sergeant Bilko, that was the other one, with Steve Martin. The other 90s movie. Major Payne.
Yes.
Major Payne.
Bilko.
Yeah.
But this is something where, it was a stretch, but some of the stuff... who played the legitimate naval captain who's trying to stop him? It was... Macy...
Bill Macy.
Bill Macy.
It's Bill Macy.
Yes, William
H. Macy.
William H. Macy from everything.
From Shameless being the most biggest thing that he's on. But yeah. Don't need to go through
Fargo. So William H. Macy is the legitimate captain, and there's some interesting cat and mouse.
Yeah.
And William H. Macy isn't a bad guy. He's just doing his job.
Right.
But there's, because he's got an actual submarine.
Right.
Modern era sub from that era.
With rules.
Yeah, so Kelsey Grammer's got to use some smacks to hide his ship in plain sight.
They hide it behind a shipping
fishing trawler.
Yeah, no. There's one night where the Bill Macy's on his ass.
Yeah,
like he's right there, even thinking targeting solution time.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelsey Grammer has the idea of everyone singing Louie Louie.
Yes.
And then they put a light up. They put a light up there.
Was the black guy, was he the guy who went on to do Scrubs?
No. Similar look in the face, though.
Yeah.
Good call.
I wouldn't even quote myself.
No, him and his white counterpart there at the helm, those guys were definitely both touring comedians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but who Harlan Williams plays the
electrician. And the electronics on this ship are so bad where he'd be like, all right. Or the radio guy, whatever, he'd be like his finger, he'd be like, he's like, that feels good. And go over here and be like, all right, you're through, sir. Pretty good running gag.
Yeah.
Pretty good. That's not bad as far as running gags go. Unlike the running gags that I just saw recently, you haven't seen it.
What is it?
Ghostbusters.
Oh, 16? Yeah, and we're in the middle of stuff.
We're in the middle. Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Did you crash your party?
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
Hey, world.
Hi.
YouTube. Me.
All 300 people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come here.
It's not even the birds. Guys, we're not going to put this on the show.
Yeah.
Cutting this out?
Yeah.
All right, fine. We're leaving.
We're in the middle of the synopsis of a movie.
Oh, sorry.
What do you want us to do? Should we leave that in?
We should leave that in.
Have a nice day.
Take it easy, guys.
Thank you. Then what did Rob Schneider do? Oh, Harlan Williams.
Well, I just got over that gig.
Yeah.
Right. So,
should we do this again?
No.
Okay, fuck it.
No.
All right.
Anyways.
What are we talking about?
Well, that's the whole plot, basically. That's the setup. The plot is, okay, so he's got to do wicked smart things to get around the modern Navy, and he does. Yay. Towards the end, the main bad admiral guy literally insists on coming aboard the ship and doing the job himself. And that's it.
Yeah.
And
they win.
At the very end, he gets a targeting solution on him. Kelsey Grammer's already fired his dummy torpedo.
Yeah.
And the very end, he goes, har, har, har.
Yeah,
That was it. And then afterwards, you find out that the biggest fuck up on the ship was Rip Torn's son.
Yeah.
Ha, 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 ha. Well, at least you got my son to wear a uniform.
What did you think Cracker hates, the co-host on this show that isn't Joker's?
Right.
Cracker hates fart jokes. What did you think about the fart joke in this movie? I'm torn. See, so they're sitting at the bottom of the ocean.
And the one cook...
Yes, trying to avoid detection. And
right.
The fat guy
they bottom the boat, which is an extremely risky maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been accomplished 3 times in history, kind of thing. So
where they came back up afterwards.
Where they came back afterwards, right.
It's been done a lot.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Literally every U-boat. Yeah, every U-boat in World War II.
Right.
But,
there's some sad... Then they lived for a couple days in there.
75% of guys would die, and most of those guys wouldn't be instant.
No.
Like when you get hit by a torpedo, it's like there's bulkheads, and those close down, and then you're alive until the air goes.
Yeah. But it's a fun movie. So, they're sitting at the bottom of the ocean, trying to avoid detection.
Right.
William H. Macy's got the actual...
He's right above him. He's hanging away.
And then the fat chef got farts really loud. Everybody's, doing one of these.
Yeah,
But the funny line is that the actual guy in the sonar is like, it sounded like an explosion. And he said it so earnest.
Yes.
That
and him I recognize from other things. I'm sure if we do his IMDb, 1,000 other things. But,
he handled that.
Pretty well.
If that line isn't handled right, the joke doesn't work. And he said it so earnestly, I thought.
And then Harlan Williams gets to show off kind of what he can do by going through the sub and making whale noises. So they play that off by making whale noises. So Bill Macy and the other guys are like, oh, it's whales. And then they go away. They would have waited, I mean? It's just no.
But
wouldn't have happened.
So there's the thing. The thing about a film is you have to establish, here we're going to be a goofball comedy.
And we were.
So you can't take that too seriously. And then if you keep the tone right and everything else, by the time you get to jokes like that, where it's like it could fairly delicately work or not work, you're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Just fuck it. I'm going with it.
Right.
Likeable characters are key.
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer was pretty good in this. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm give credit where credit is due. It was fine. I mean, it wasn't Frasier or nothing, but I mean, hey, Kelsey, here's a not awesome script on a not awesome movie, and how are you going to do? And he did great.
It's one of those things where it's like, you kind of got to give him credit because you've got to play wittiness, but not be silly.
Slapstick, silly,
And there's been a number of films where they get that. I just watched Hudson Hawk with Bruce Willis, and they made the faux pas of they were witty and satire, and then they went silly, and it totally didn't work. Here, it was like the perfect blend of not getting so goofy. They just tapped on.
It was the most tone-true 90s military movie that I could think of, versus in the Army Now, or where that kind of goes light to serious at the end, and then back to light, and you're like, what?
The tonal shifts in a comedy like that you can fuck it up real quick.
Yeah,
then it all is all predicated on whether or not you care about a guy going, what's the fuck his name? Pauly Shore. If you like Pauly Shore, it's great. If you don't like Pauly Shore, fuck you.
Yeah, then you're just annoyed for the next 2 hours.
This one you cannot care about. What the fuck would you say his name was?
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer. And if you're going to like it, you're going to like it. So, for what it's supposed to be, I thought they did a good job.
I mean, are we rating us a scale of 1 to 10 here? 7.5.
I'll give it the A-B scale. I'll give it a B. It's a solid B.
Solid B.
For its genre.
Solid B.
Yeah.
Solid B.
And then there's the funny bit. Rob Schneider's the hard ass. The fat cook is making stuff.
No. Well, yeah.
And Schneider comes in and goes,
Buckman! I
found a fingernail. I found a was it the fingernail?
A fingernail in my something.
No, did he find the Band-Aid?
No. It was the fingernail first.
Yes.
No. I found it yesterday. No, he goes, Buckman, there's a fingernail in my soup. Yesterday it was Band-Aid. And the cook just kind of still cigar in his mouth. He's like, I'm sorry, sir. Band-Aid was holding the fingernail on.
And then he's ashing with the
he's ashing.
Then he does the best thing ever. And this is love or hate Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
He pulled this one off.
Very physical.
The cook sprays down the stairs going up, and then Rob Schneider starts going in boom, 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 boom,
but face. It kind of looked like he hit it.
So Rob Schneider is a guy who, you give him I actually don't mind him in the right thing. But then
I've seen
what's
some-
his name used him? Adam Sandler used him way. He got the You Can Do It, and that became a thing. And then he did the whole I'm an Animal movies.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like
That was
when he does something decent, he's fine. But then he does so much shit. You're like, fuck you.
But you do say fuck you, but then put yourself in that position. It's like, hey, why?
Here's $10 million to
$10 million. $10 million to show up for work for 2 months.
Yeah,
work every other day, and right.
How do you say no to that? Everybody out there knows you got your 15 minutes. You better cash in.
Right.
And Rob Schneider's
he's made the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So, bully. Good for him. Longer than that. Shit, man. He's been on SNL since like the late 80s.
Yeah. And the bitch of it is, some of his SNL stuff was great. I had some good laughs at that guy.
Making copies.
So yeah, I know. But there too,
so stupid.
You see it the one time and you're laughing at it, and then like 20 years later, they're like, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the.
I know.
No, don't bring it back. Oh God.
Right, Alec Baldwin, you were funny with your sweaty balls.
Yes.
5 minutes.
Yes.
I know.
So
we're just two guys sitting in a cornfield with some.
By the by. Yeah. Our.
I don't get to look at that.
Assholes dropped into that.
His relatives.
I wanted to push it on you and be like, that was somebody he knew. Now it's my bad. So, thanks for watching the show. I'm Whitey. This is Joker. This is the Whitey White Guy Show. Please like, subscribe, all that kind of deal.
Support him on Patreon.
Support me
which
on
is
Patreon.
spelled, which you've never done. And it's pissed me off. Remember I told you. Patreon. PAYTREON.com. Patreon.com.
That's it? We'll fix it. Yeah. I think we're done. Good journey. That's it.
That's it.